Hello everybody, this is PT from BurgZerg Arcade at BurgZergArcade.com, and here we are with another tutorial on NGUI. Now this time it's a little bit different, so I wanted to go over multiple camera setups. And it does come with a 3D camera, and you can use that, but sometimes you just want to use a 2D camera and a 3D camera. And the 3D camera being the one that you actually move around in your game, and the 2D camera being just your GUI that you have tucked off somewhere. And I just wanted to show how to set that up today. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to come down to the camera that comes in our UI route here and just go over a few things. I'm going to be changing the clear flags. I'm going to go to depth only. There we go. The background's still the same, but it changed here a bit. The culling mask, you want to make sure that you only have the layer that you have your 2D elements on. So whatever layer you set up, that's what you want. So we're going to go down, we're going to leave all this here the same. We're going to come down to our depth level, and I'm going to go ahead and change this to 1. And the way this works actually is, think of it as the old style animators. Remember, they'd sit down, they'd draw something on a basically like cellophane paper type thing. I forget what it's called, but they'd draw something and they'd fold another sheet over top of it, and they'd draw something else on that. Then, they'd fold another sheet and draw something on that. Well, each frame, when you set your cameras up, is basically the same thing. The lower the number, the lower it is in the stack. So a 0 would be, the first thing they draw on. Then a 1 would be the next one they put on top of it. So we're going to be using 0 for our main camera, and since this is a 1, it gets drawn on top. Hopefully, if you don't understand that, it becomes a little bit clearer as we go along. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm not actually going to touch anything else, really just the depth field and the clear flags. I'm going to come into our scene and create a cube. So we'll go ahead, we'll just drop cube in here. And I'm just going to throw it at the origin. And if we go ahead, zoom in. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at this UI route where the camera is. It's right there, so I'm actually going to move it back a bit. And as you can see, you can't see that. I've got the wrong item here. I'm going to actually grab the cube. As you can see, you cannot visually, it's not visible in the camera right here. If I were to go ahead and change its depth or its layer to 2D GUI, then it becomes noticeable. But of course, since it's orthogonal, you don't really see it moving. You just see it go before the text or behind the text. But that's not what we want. We're just going to leave this as default or anything but the 2D GUI. I'm going to go ahead and create another game object, and this is going to be a regular camera. Let me just find it here. Create other camera way up here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and tag this as my main camera. I just tend to do that for the camera that's going to be on my character. And as we can see the cube in the background. And our label is in front of it because it's being drawn on top. There's going to be a few things we'll want to do here. We'll notice that our camera has an audio listener. You only want one audio listener. So I'm going to come down to this camera here. And I'm just going to turn his off. So just check the box. You could just actually go ahead and remove it, but for now I'm just going to actually turn it off. And I'm going to add a light to my scene, just to make things a little prettier. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this light out of the way. It's a directional light. Yep, directional. And I'm going to go ahead and play with this cube to kind of give it a bit of, well, let's actually start with the main camera. Bring it back a bit. Now, if you notice here, we get the new label written up here. And then we're also getting this little tiny, neat new label written here. So we're getting that twice. And the reason why we're getting that, hopefully I wasn't dragging the wrong camera there. I was not, okay. The reason why we're getting that is because the clear flags on here are set to skybox, which is fine, that's what we want. See, the culling mask. We want to make sure that we're not culling whatever our GUI layer is on. So we'll go ahead, we'll turn that off. And now you don't get that. So let's go ahead. We'll do everything again, and we see that we're getting that new label because it's seeing it in the scene. And turn it off. We no longer see it. We're only getting the text from the second camera. So let's go ahead. I'm actually going to move this back a bit. I'll probably rotate it just a tad because I want a bit of 3D look from it. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and just move the cube off to the side. And move it down, and I think I'm actually just going to fix that rotation on the camera. I rotated it on the X. Not what I wanted. I wanted it. Actually, I did want to. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to move this down a bit and back. Okay. So let's go ahead and take this whole UI root and let's just move it off to the side. So it's still in our scene, but it's not anywhere we're going to be working. And let's go ahead. We'll save this scene. And that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show how to set up the camera separately in a different video. So if you ever do need to come back, you don't have to watch a whole 10-minute video. It's just a quick setup and explanation. But like always, thanks for watching. And make sure if you enjoyed this to go ahead and hit that little share button and like button down below. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.